Hi, this is Doug Jones with Elder Law Practice. Thanks for joining us today for our 5cast. Today we're going to talk about paying for care for a declining parent or spouse that now that they're beginning to need some care. It's not working for them to be alone at home anymore. There's some things that they're struggling with that they need help with, and they may need at-home care, what we refer to sometimes as non-medical home care. And in our area, that's expensive. It's $18 to $20 an hour sometimes. They may need to be in an independent living facility with some non-medical care coming in. They may need to be in an assisted living facility. They may need to be in a nursing home and require a skilled level of care. All of this costs money, and you already know that part. You may be helping a declining senior right now, and they may be paying for this, and sometimes you just watch helplessly as their bank accounts drop and wonder what, if anything, that you can do to help preserve some of the money, to help stretch the money to make sure it lasts a little bit longer. And today and in the next session, we're going to be talking about paying for this type of care, things that you can do, things you can look at, and what sources of money may be available. And today I want to talk just a minute where most people start, just because it's the easiest, with private pay. That means you're just paying out of pocket, sometimes out of mom or dad's pocket, for their care. And obviously it's their care. It's appropriate that their money be used for their care. But a lot of times, and this is an unfortunate part, especially in cases where nursing home is involved, people pay way too long with way too much of their money where they could have preserved some of the money, particularly for the well spouse at home. But we'll talk about that in the next few weeks. Let's talk about private pay for non-medical care at home, where you've got to bring a caregiver or caregivers in the home, or independent living, or sometimes assisted living. These types of care are usually just paid out of pocket. Well, where does that money come from? Well, the most obvious source is for mom or dad. If they've got liquid cash reserves like a checking account, savings account, money market, CD, IRA, brokerage account, 401k, all of these are sources where you can get money to pay for their care. Sometimes the money's expensive. For example, if you pull it out of an IRA, there may be deferred taxes. Usually are deferred taxes due when you pull it out. Even when they take a minimum required distribution, there's taxes, but that's usually a smaller amount, and it doesn't hurt as bad as if they take out a big chunk. Sometimes the family helps with it. Sometimes the family helps pay for their care, or at least pay for part of the care. And of course, sometimes the family physically helps be there and do some of the work themselves, and that reduces the amount of paid outside care that's got to happen. What if you go through the money? Then what are the options? Well, for private pay, do they have any non-liquid assets like land, farmland, vacant land, maybe their home, maybe rent houses, maybe commercial building? And sometimes some of these things can be sold, and this money used to pay for some of their care at home, or at an independent living facility or an assisted living facility. So the real question when you get to looking at this is, if you're paying out of pocket, which resources do you want to liquidate first? And maybe that's a conversation you need to have up front with mom or dad. If care is required, which resources? Is it the money? This is obviously the easy thing, but it may be they may want to preserve some of the cash and maybe sell a piece of land that they've got, or sell a house, or again, some of the family may want to chip in to help. So which do they want to liquidate first? Look at the options, look at the liquid cash resources, look to see if there's any insurance. Sometimes there is insurance, like long-term care insurance or life insurance, maybe with cash value built up that you could liquidate and use some of that money. So all of these are what we consider private pay options. Next time we're going to talk about leveraging brokerage accounts, if they have them, to use that money to pay for their care at home. So we'll talk about that next time. Thanks for joining in today. Hope you have a great rest of the week. We'll talk to you again next time.